Hello, everybody. I'm going live a little bit earlier in an attempt to actually get a sunset. Um, we're about 30 minutes past the actual sunset, but the sun is still in the sky, and I don't necessarily want to film at that time. Um, but I don't know. I'll play around with it a little bit more. But this is earlier than I have been for the last couple of days. Um, so yeah, here's the what we're working with now. Stay, kind of a clear blue sky, a little bit of haze. It's been windy. Look how much action the wind chime is getting. It was flying around a little bit earlier. I untangled it. It was tangled up, and I untangled it, and now it's getting blown around and tangled up again. Um, so yeah, but I like the untangled state. Watching it kind of swirl around in the wind there. Very nice. But I was talking to somebody a while back, probably a month or so ago, about, or probably the beginning of my whole sunset obsession. And I was just contemplating what was going on with me in these sunsets in this time period. And somebody in the chat was talking about, I don't know, we were just talking. And we were talking about, or I was mentioning how our emanations here, our existence here, whatever you want to call it, but our bodies here in this reality, this avatar, it needs to have certain connections and certain conversations with this reality to keep it healthy. And so I think it has something to do with that. And I just recently kind of stumbled into the somatic exercise videos on YouTube, and I do a body work called Feldenkrais. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but in Feldenkrais, it's basically having a conversation with the skeletal system, because it's the foundation of movement, which in turn has a conversation with your nervous system. And so I thought it was interesting how the somatic exercises interact with the nervous system. And, I love looking at things on a metaphysical basis. And I was thinking about, how that's related to, chi and energy and the Kabbalistic tree of life and all those energy systems. And it's been an interesting thought journey. And I think that has something to do with connection to these sunsets. Oh, hi, Gamer Club 574. I didn't see you in there. Hello, welcome to my sunset. I'm just enjoying the sunset and rambling on. Where are you? Are you in the UK? Gamers Club, are you still there? No gamers club. Okay, cool. But anyway, as I was saying, so recently, I've just been kind of delving into these connections, and I had the thought that just like, lately, last couple of decades or so, there's been this connection with reality, with dreams, and movies like Inception with the dream within the dream and all of this stuff, and how our reality is basically that. And one of the things that's interesting to me, like when I dream, the few times that I become lucid in my dreams, there's this rush because it's like, I'm lucid in my dream and I have consciousness in my dream. Let me hurry up and interact with this dream world because I know it's a dream world and I can do whatever I want. And every time I do that, what happens is you start to wake up. Or I do. I start to wake up and I know it. And it's like, and so you start moving slower in the dream. You start getting sleep paralysis in the dream, and you have a difficult time moving until, frustration builds, and then you wake up into this reality. And so so I thought, like, okay, all of this body work, need for body work, and this need that we have in our conscious state to have these interactions with this reality, it's a form of preventing ourselves from developing sleep paralysis. And I just thought that was an interesting realization that I don't know. That's where I'm starting out, and I'm gonna go through that thought experiment or journey or whatever, thinking about what the implications are of that, and because I'm starting to incorporate basically spiritual or metaphysical injections into my body work where I'm exploring the issues or the things that are going on with people and looking at the deeper implications and figuring out, because so like with Feldenkrais, the practice is having a conversation with the nervous system basically through the skeleton. And if you have an idea, either kabbalistically or astrologically, what the patient or client's issue is, there are direct relationships. It's basically like acupuncture, acupressure, things like that. But it's interesting to go in it through different means. It's just interesting. Hello, Carol Esther Heisen. Sorry. Greetings. What is my channel about? It is a random channel of my own imagination. Right now, for the past couple of months, I've been on a kick for sunsets. And right now, I'm kind of talking about why that may be, what's going on to cause that, and just having a random conversation with whomever hops in here. And I delve into the metaphysical, and I might throw in some other things like cryptocurrency and perfume, because all of those things are in some way connected. I like to talk about the connections between things and whatever. So it's random stuff and me rambling on over it. Oh, wow, you love sunsets. That is, why do you think that is? And that's kind of why I'm sharing this because I'm doing my own introspective work on why this time period, why the sunset, what is happening, what implications does it have for me? What's going on with me, my mind, body, soul, and spirit that is getting something out of it? And I'm just wondering, maybe maybe you've thought about that, or have you? Or do you just enjoy them and that's it? Or have you thought about deeper things with it? A moth that's drawn to a flame. Oh my God, that's such a romantic story. Um, Interesting. May I ask where you're at? Are you in the UK? Are you somewhere? Are you in Germany or somewhere? Or where are you? And what time is it where you're at? Oh, Africa. Okay, Nambia. What time is it where you're at? Because I think we're on Pacific time in the United States because Arizona is weird. I'm in Arizona. So for me it's like 7:20, 7:30, 4:20 in the afternoon or the morning? The morning probably. In the morning. Okay, cool. 4:20. So you're about to experience your sunset. May I ask why you're up so early? Are you getting ready for work or something? Or are you just up getting ready for the sunset? Because both are important time periods, the sunset and the sunrise. Um, they really are important for us to experience. Oh, so every day you wake up at 3 in the morning. How long has that been going on? And I've had several other people tell me that they wake up at specifically 3 or 3:30 or 2:30, but around that time every morning. And so I'm wondering how long that's been going on and what things, because there's the collective unconscious, subconscious. I always get this subconscious, unconscious. I don't know which one it is ever, and maybe it doesn't matter. But collectively, I see these patterns going on, and it's so fascinating to see what's going on with other people and seeing these alignments. I don't know why people brush them off because it's like, okay, this many people on this day all did the same thing, and people brush it off like, oh, it's just some random coincidence. And it's like, what? Clearly it's not. Like, how do you brush things anyway? So yeah, how long has it been going on? Couple of years. Okay, a couple of years. Fascinating. And then what time do you go to sleep at night? 12 midnight, and then you wake up at 3 in the morning, and then do you go back to sleep and sleep for a duration, or what happens then? And then you're asking me if I feel an inner peace or an inner solace when I or something when I watch the sunsets. Um, I'm an inquisitive type of person, so when I see it, it makes me wonder and ponder and think and want to, in some ways, chase the sunset. Um, it makes me ponder it. I don't peace. I enjoy it. I don't necessarily feel a sense of peace. And maybe, I just kind of started this the last couple of months. Maybe, when was it? Was it March? I think I started doing the sunsets in March. Um, and it could be the season or something, it's been warmer. It's been more comfortable outside, so maybe, I don't know. But um, right now I'm in a state of questioning, like, what is going on. So maybe I haven't had time to settle into an understanding of it, and I guess that's what I was rambling about in the beginning, was me wondering why, what's going on, what deeper implications um, are going on. Okay, Carol, you're asking, have I noticed if right before the sun sets, I see a green flash that happens out of nowhere for no reason? Um, that's hard to say. I know what you mean, but it's difficult for me to say that that's true. Like, I noticed that, so there, for me, it's more like the feeling of the light changes, but it's more than just the light. Like, the light changes, right? Like, there's a certain time, and just in going live during the sunset, it's forced me to kind of look at the light, and because I have to decide, like, okay, when do I want to capture the sunset? What, is this gonna, how's it gonna look, and all of that, and what's going on. And so I notice how the light starts to come in to the windows, and it's not all the time. That's the interesting thing. That it's not all the time, but at a certain point on some days, the light will just come in and it'll look a certain way. It'll twinkle, and it's a little bit like golden, and it has a certain feeling to it. But I don't know. Now that we're talking about this, I'm gonna have to start. Well, I am gonna. It's forcing me to focus more on it. So I'll be focusing on this to see. I'm almost scared. Carol, you're forcing me to recognize something, but we'll see. I don't know. Okay, let me see what we have in here. Hmm. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, there are answers in it. Yeah, there are answers in it. And um, yeah, I need to start writing things down, but I don't know. I'm super lazy. It's hard. It's hard. I need like an inspiring, captivating notebook or something. Um, I need to build a routine or something into my day to do that. But yeah, I do. I should have a dream journal and a sunset journal. But well, that's kind of why I go live. Is these lives are kind of my sunset journal and just capturing them. Um, that's like it's a vlog. It's my sunset vlog. But that it inspires me to ask questions in general. Yes, I'm asking questions that have to do with something like the sunset, but of course the sunset is more than just the sunset, so it causes me to um, just go deeper with everything that I endeavor to do. So so when you say scribble, like you really mean like just mad scribble scribble all over the place, or do you mean like actually writing words? Mm. Okay, Carol, I will do that. You're forcing me. You're giving me no excuses. I'll have to order some basic spiral notebooks and some pens or something, and probably just leave them out here and just go to town. Like I think a pre-live notebook would kind of be cool. No, no, it's good. You're good. It's all good. But I guess that's the end of the sunset. It's rather dark. So, Carol, are you going to go back to sleep, or are you up now, or what do you do? How do you manage when you wake up at 3? It's now 4:20. Are you going to go back to sleep, or and this has been my question because my time period is during the sunset. Yours is early in the morning, 8 hours or more past sunset. When you view the sunset, does it reinvigorate your desire to go to sleep? Does it put you to sleep in some way, or what? What effect does it have? Hmm. Carol, are you gonna explain it or oh okay, here we go. Okay, so you work. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you work out in the desert and you're able to watch the sunrise. And then what happens during then you get off of work, you go home and you go to sleep for a couple of hours and then you you wake right back up. How, how do you function? Are you sleepy all the time? You have a huge amount of energy. How old are you, if I may ask? It's kind of, I shouldn't ask, that's mean. But okay. Oh my God. So you don't you don't get tired? You don't feel sleepy? You feel perfectly fine? Like you just pop up at 3 a.m. and you're like, "Oh, okay." And then you go to work and how does that work? Oh, you're 36. Okay, that's young to me. That's still young. You're still in your young, your youthful phase. So does watching my sunset here at 4:20 in the morning, does it make you feel sleepy enough to go to sleep? To go back to sleep? No. Okay. Um, so you function on 3 to 4 hours of sleep, and that's you feel fine, and you don't need to rest your mind or anything like that. You don't need to like rest your mind and clear it, and I don't know. Okay, I put my uh family just came back, so they were saying hi and giving me cupcakes and stuff. So I muted it. But okay. Um In the morning and evening. So, but you're like up for 18 hours, no, like 20 hours. You're awake for 20, 20 hours of the day. Huh. Oh, interesting. You think the dyslexia, maybe you have like, so recently, um, I worked in education, and we had a lot of people, adult learners who had various yes, degrees of autism and ADHD and all this type of stuff. And I had people that I worked with also were somewhere on the spectrum of ADHD, autism, all that kind of stuff. And I don't like to put those labels on uh, our neurology and how we think and stuff like that. We'd never really used to until recently for various reasons that I don't necessarily want to get into. Um, but I was contemplating what, because what you're saying is very interesting to me because, yeah, yes, I think that having a difference in how you perceive text and probably speech and a lot of other things. Um, I mean, it's an indication of a difference in how you perceive things. And it has something to do with your mind and your body. So there is physiologically something there. And what I'm seeing in my, just studying Kabbalah and things like that, there's a spiritual aspect to it. And it can all there, you can tune it, you can tune yourself, knowing this, having an like knowing yourself and understanding how you specifically perceive the world. It gives you indications on points, pivot points, basically points of power where you can get the best out of yourself. So yeah, absolutely. Knowing that you have dyslexia or that way of perceiving things, you start there and say, okay, so this is the flavor of my perception, so that means I'm going to approach things in this way. It helps you to like balance your foot from that position from where you're at, as opposed to thinking of it as a weakness or something to avoid or whatever. You can actually use it as a place of power. So sometimes we kind of stumble into that, like your sleep cycles or whatever. There's basically power in that, which is your heightened energy and all of that. I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, I think I have to roll back. Okay, your dyslexia. You're very, very inquisitive. Oh, okay. So if I have a problem, I get it solved. Oh, okay. Uh, More in images. Words don't do a lot for you. What about text versus speech? Like, are you a good listener versus reading and writing? Or no, you don't like, even like, listening is difficult for you. You like visual and hands-on, or oh, he said, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, okay. Well, tell me more about that. What do you mean you know what I'm talking about? Can you expound on that just a little bit more? Okay, now, oh my God, it's totally dark out here. Do I have stars? Can I see the stars? There are two bright stars in the sky, but my camera are not. Oh no, my neighbors. Okay, you see the world in many ways. It's like things get highlighted, and I need to pay attention to it. Oh, interesting. I was I was explaining I was explaining to my son. He was asking me like we were talking about the difference between like men and women and how they shop or whatever. So I honestly do think I'm somewhere on the spectrum in some ways, um, mildly or slightly, like probably everybody. Um, but like some of the things that I think are general are probably maybe more particular to myself. And one of those things is like if I go into a store, I'm and I don't know. I don't know if this is a me thing, if this is a girl thing, if this is what, but like I go in and like my objective isn't. So like my son was saying like, oh well, like man, we go into the store and we're there for eggs and soap and dish detergent, and we go and we get those things and we leave. Like, and I was like, oh, that's so interesting because like if I go to a store, yes, I know I need those things, but my objective isn't necessarily to go get those things. It's to go and be in the store. and so and experience the store. And while I'm experiencing the store, I will get those things that I need. And so it takes longer because I'm looking at those things. So you were saying like things get highlighted in your environment and you have to focus on those things. So like if I go into a store, I just I let the place happen to me where so it's like okay, here I'm running into things, I'm seeing things and things are jumping out or catching my attention or whatever, and I'm just experiencing this. I'm shopping through experiencing the store. Now, I just figured everybody is like that, and probably a lot of people are, but not necessarily. And I'm just, yeah, at my advanced age, my mature age, I'm realizing more and more, differences in perception between a lot of people. Our perceptions are so, can be very, very different. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, and yeah, you forget stuff. You have to have a list. Um, no, yeah, you have a bigger picture. You see the bigger picture, and you can thread the needle through the big picture. Is how I would say. Because yeah, like you see a problem, and the answer is very just salient. It's just right there. It's like okay, if we do A, B, C, and D, and then Z, then it'll be solved. And I've run into problems with that because if you're, it just depends. If you're, if it's a good place, it's nice to be able to solve problems and see solutions like that. But just make sure you're in a position of authority because issues can arise when you're that many steps ahead. It's difficult to convey it to other people so that they trust that you do have the answer, because it's a lot of times people don't, they dismiss it because it's like, well, wait a minute, we've been trying to find a solution. You can't just walk in and 30 seconds solve the problem. And there can be issues with that, or I've experienced issues. It's great if you maintain your independence and autonomy. It works really, really great for that. And in science, since you're a scientist, it's really great for that because you're independent in a lot of ways and how you do your research, or can be, even if you're working in a team. So yeah. Mm. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's probably why you're on my channels, because I talk a whole bunch, and I'm relatively verbose, I guess, if I'm using that word correctly. Um, because that's kind of like, I like it when people talk. Like, that helps me to understand things. Is lots of words, and until I get it, um, I was a kid that asked a lot of dumb questions, and I didn't care because I needed to know. I was inquisitive enough to not care about. Um, but it's challenging for a lot of people because they don't people don't like to be bombarded with questions. So I really like teachers who are really talkative, because as they talk, I'm going to get enough words to be able to visual, because the words help me to visualize, and then they string a whole bunch of words together, and then you finally get the picture, and then once you get the picture, you have the answer. That's why storytelling is so important. Storytelling has been cropping up lately as part of your success story or whatever, and that is one thing that I worked with students on, is storytelling, and the reason why storytelling works so well and why it is so important, and what the point of storytelling is that you're trying to validate through the person's own imagery. So, if I can get you to start visualizing things from my perspective, then that validates what I'm saying. So people start to believe you and trust you and all those things, because if you are getting them to visualize the story that you're telling, um, then the mind can't distinguish, or doesn't distinguish between its own visualizations and what you see visually. So it's the same. So if you're telling me a story and you're using words that are, your storytelling is descriptive and getting me to visualize the things that you're saying, then it's going to feel to me like I've seen it. And that's why storytelling is so powerful, is for that reason. Oh, you work with your dad? You're in sync. Yeah. And yes, you can share something with me. Of course you can. But also, have you heard of, so one of the other things that some of my colleagues and I were talking about is, in autism, I don't know if you're familiar with the telepathy tapes. and it's a podcast on YouTube. So you look up the telepathy tapes, and it talks about how, the scientists have been and have known and have been working with non-speaking autistic people, and they have found that they're telepathic and that they can read people's minds and all this kind of stuff, and it's been basically proven scientifically. And I don't know if that's always been or if that's new or if like we're going into some sort of time portal or some sort of dimensional shift and we're all starting to become telepathic. I don't know. Or maybe that's always been. Who knows? But yeah, definitely you probably are. And that typically is what happens like with non-speaking autistic people, they tend to have a telepathic relationship with their primary caregivers. And and a lot of times those caregivers don't exactly realize it, or we kind of take for granted our ability to communicate with our own children and things like that. But there may be some telepathy going on, and there probably is telepathy going on between just every parent and child. There. Oh, very cool. You're a fast learner. Why did you go from? I'm gonna ask this question, but I have another question. But why did you go from being a pharmacist to restaurant management? What? Why the shift? Ah, shit. You guys okay over there? Okay. All right. It's just my neighbors enjoying their fire. Oh, you know what? I was gonna light a fire. I think I will. I've got a Palo Santo stick crying out for me to burn it. I'm very consumptive with my Palo Santo sticks. Apparently, I'm supposed to just burn them a little bit and smudge with a little bit of their smoke. But I can't. I have to make whole little campfires in my bowl with them, and that they go quick like that. And if you check out my Tucson Gem Show live, I shared a bag with my shopping partner and partner in crime of a giant bag of Palo Santo, and I went through that thing so quick, and she was like, that was a lifetime supply. For her, it was a lifetime supply. I was like, oh my goodness. But anyway, she graciously gave me a couple more sticks for me to have a last hurrah with. So I'm trying to be less wasteful. Oh no. But anyway, I think I'm going to try to burn one. It decides to ignite. But anyway, okay. Okay. I don't know. I learned, okay. In a pharmacy, you get to see the bad side of life, and the restaurant was happier. Huh. I don't really know what stuff you're talking about. As here we don't get things like that, I guess. Oh, the Palo Santo. Palo Santo is just a fragrant wood that people smudge and do because it when you burn it, it has a pretty fragrance to it, kind of like sage or something. So people have traditionally used it to allow the smoke to bless the house and stuff. A lot of times, white smoke has traditionally been used to do spiritual cleaning and stuff like that. So, anyway, that's that. Well, so it's interesting. Why did you go into the medical field? Did the medical field itself have some sort of allure to you? Like, what about, like, why did you want to become a pharmacist? And then what about the restaurant industry attracted you to it? Was there, I know what you said in the text, but like, was there something specific to food or making food? Or did it only have to do with the people? Or go into that a little bit more. Yes, it's kind of like sandalwood, but I think it comes from somewhere in South America or something. I don't know, but yes, it's something like sandalwood. Oh, interesting. Okay, you like to fix things. Ooh, you know what? Oh, I would really love to do your astrological chart because oh, I bet it's interesting. I bet there's a lot of Gemini in there and fix people. There's something, I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to do your chart because then that would tell me a lot. But what was your favorite toy as a kid? Either toy or what did you like to really, really do when you were little? Like when you were like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old? You're like, what kind of toys do you? Oh, like stuffed animals, or what kind of dinosaurs? What do you mean? Okay, there's nothing wrong with Legos. Oh, and so that's what you played with as a child, and you still continue to play with Legos today? Which is totally fine. I know a lot of adult people that play with Legos. It's not a very, well, how is it a very, you're 36. You're still very, very young. You're a child until you're 40. When you're 40, that's when you have to grow up and um put away your childish, no, no, even then. You're supposed to stay a child forever, so you're on the right track. Yeah, you're a collector. But okay, so you put but you still built, like, do you get a kit? Like you get the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars or something and you put that thing together and then you display it like that? Or do you create your own stuff? Like, do you get a kit and then put it together and then like dismantle it and then do you have like a bucket full of like random Lego bricks in it and then do you make your own creations or no? Do you like make a kit and then display it or what do you do? Oh, so what is the most innovative thing that you've created with Legos? Well, people don't know you. There's all of one person in the nobody's on here. This is this is not I don't think anybody's gonna see it and nobody knows who I am or who you are or any of these things. Plus, it's super cool. I don't even know why you're embarrassed. It sounds awesome. And that you so are you a Gemini? Is your sun sign Gemini or do you what if I had to ask or if I could know, do you know your sun sign and your moon sign and your ascendant? Oh, okay, you're in June. Oh, you are a Gemini. Yeah, definitely. Damn. Hmm. You probably have a lot of Aries. So Gemini is your sun. I wonder what your moon is. I wonder what your moon is, and I wonder I'd have to look at your full chart to know like why or where the thing for why you want to fix people. Um, that's probably in there somewhere. Um, but do you ever watch like do you watch Chinese dramas? No, it's not a bad thing. Um, no, it's not a bad thing. It's just um I'm just kind of surprised about how clear some of the stuff is and what it means and how to find answers and stuff and like I'm just like uh I don't know. I'm just everything is just really amazing right now. Yeah, I don't really watch movies or TV. I like to uh, research this type of stuff. Or I would actually no, I do. I like Chinese dramas, and the reason I like Chinese dramas is because they're highly, highly, highly educational. If you watch the right ones, but there's one for everybody. You know, they have all the different genres to appeal to everybody. But with it's just it's hard for me to explain. Maybe I'm the only one who's making all these connections with these things, but in they're just there's things in them that really explain so much if you put some things together. If you watch them, then it's just kind of like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You know, I don't know. But anyway, I forgot what I was even saying about Chinese dramas. But yeah, I'd have to see astrologically. I need to see your whole chart to find out what that's about. But I'm really interested in that. Okay, so when you were a kid, did you did you like what was your favorite object? Was it a stuffed animal, a doll, like a little robot dog or something? Or did you have a pet or something that you played with a lot with? Or maybe I don't know. There's something in between the ages of 7 and 13 that can give a lot of answers. Oh my god, a stuffed rabbit. Where did you get who gave you the stuffed rabbit? Where did it come from? Oh wow. And was it something that she had in her family, or was it something that she bought new and like gave to you as a birthday present or something? And if so, what birthday was it? Was it your seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th birthday, or what? Do you know what time you were born? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't like to look people in the face, because I see emotion in people's eyes or whatever. so I don't like to look at people. There's too much on their face. It's like, oh, I don't need to know all that. So I know what you mean. That's interesting that you sensed it with hugs and getting close. Like, do you feel it like when you get close to them and you start to feel it, or can you visually see it on people? Oh, oh, 6:15 in the morning. Wow. Okay. A family thing. Yeah, that's so interesting to me because I got a stuffed rabbit on my 10th birthday, and it's kind of an iconic present because that's the only present I ever got. Like, we never celebrated birthdays or anything, and I got the rabbit from um, some friends. So I was friends with an Indonesian family um, that lived a few doors down, and they had this like little impromptu birthday party for me and gave me this stuffed rabbit. And I just like, I had that rabbit forever. I don't know what I did with that rabbit. I think my dad has it or something. I don't know. But that's why I kind of had that reaction to your rabbit because um, that's kind of a big symbol. Oh. Oh, it's like a screen next to them? Interesting. A screen. Hmm. Mm, well, okay, when you say screen, do you mean like a TV screen or like a movie screen? Or and do you see it visually or do you feel so like for me I think I more feel it. It's like when I like if I see somebody and I'm looking at their face or looking at their eyes, it's I get a feeling, and I always just took that for my own anxieties. It's like, oh, this is just me being anxious. But um I've now I understand it better. I've been better able to um, work out that the feelings are theirs that I'm picking up because a lot of times I'll be fine before and then I'll experience somebody and then I'll get these feelings. So now I understand that it's like, oh, okay, I'm picking up what they're feeling or whatever. What's my favorite color and my favorite animal? I hate that question. I don't really have a favorite color. Um, I can't choose like because colors are they're different for different times, colors and all that. Like it's not, nothing's consistent like that. Everything is, I don't have a favorite color. I mean, I can throw out some colors to you and be like, yeah, this is my favorite, but I don't like doing that. And I don't, when I say it, I just feel like that closes me off to the other colors. It's like, well, wait a minute. So I don't know. I don't like to pick a color. I guess I am partial to certain colors, but I don't know. I don't really have a favorite color. Favorite animal for me? Favorite animal. That's hard to say too because, like, do I have a favorite animal? I don't necessarily have a favorite animal, unfortunately. Because if I say, I can't, I don't want to exclude. I can't answer your questions. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're right about that. You're saying that I'm a free person? You left the R off, I'm going to assume. A free person? Yeah, I like freedom and somewhat independent. I mean, yes, I like freedom, which is different than independence. I just like being having a sense of freedom. Yeah, that's very important to me. And what else are you saying? Uh-huh. Somewhat insecure. Yeah, but I don't show it. Um, I guess I try not to show it, but yeah, but that's probably accurate. Now, are you seeing it? Are you visualizing? Like, are you getting a visualization of me and my tendencies? Or do you feel it in your own body? Or do these thoughts and words just kind of come to your mind? Or how does it work for you? Um, am I claustrophobic? Not necessarily, but I would say it is somewhat of a latent fear. It's a little, it's like I could be, but I've never had an issue with it or anything like that. It's not something super like that I totally have an issue with, but it is starting to become more of an issue. It has recently started to kind of become an issue where I don't like um I don't like feeling restricted. I don't like things that are too strappy on. Like I like to wear loose clothes. Okay, now that, okay, so I do like to fly, and I don't necessarily get nervous with flying in heights, but I do get highly exhilarated, and I think because I define it that way, it's a different experience for me. So I actually do like to do things with heights and flying and all that kind of stuff because I enjoy that feeling of exhilaration. So it's a little bit of a, you're right, but and yeah, maybe with time as I get older, it could be something that I shy more away from or whatever, but right now I like the feeling, that nervous feeling that I get with heights and flying and all that kind of stuff. I don't really fear flying or any of that kind of stuff. I enjoy that seat of your pants kind of feeling that I get with it. No, I don't think you're wrong. I think you are picking up on a feeling, a tendency. Um, I don't think you're wrong. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I don't like being put on the spot. No, I don't like being put on the spot. Who likes being put on the spot? It's hard. Um, but it doesn't drive me crazy. Like it's not, it's not necessarily bad. It's not necessarily, it's challenging. I'll just say yes, it's challenging. It challenges me, but it's a challenge that I am fine with. If that makes sense. That doesn't make any sense, but that's the best I can do. What else? Anything else? There's a lot. Oh Lord. I do like flowers. There isn't necessarily a specific one. Maybe. If it is a specific one, what would you say it is? What is the specific flower? Well, you're doing great so far. I like what you're saying so far. I'd love you to keep going if you will. Well, what does it look like? Like, I have a flower in my mind that my mind is holding right now, which is a yellow, kind of like a lily type flower, like a large pod like flower. Is that the image that you're getting? Either that or roses or um like red roses are cool or colorful. Honestly, my favorite is to get like a large bouquet of a bunch of different flowers. All kinds of different flowers. Colorful flowers, vibrantly colored flowers are nice. I haven't gained enough maturity to have a specific flower that I like. I like bouquets of a lot of different flowers. I like variety and colorful, all different kinds of colors and shapes and textures. Mars is wrong. I don't know. You'd have to tell me the specific flower because maybe I could be dissociating something or something. I don't know. But I don't tend to like closed-toed or closed shoes. That's true. I've developed an acceptance of closed shoes. Open shoes are great, and I've used those, but I've become okay with closed shoes and heels, as long as the heels are small, like a kitten heel. I can accept, or a very stable higher heel, but like nothing over 4 inches, 3 inches, or okay, maybe I don't like heels. But I like cute shoes. Like I like a feminine shoe, so it's like I have a hard time finding a shoe that I will accept because I like a heel and I want it to look feminine, but I don't want it to be too high either. So, and is there a story behind it? I guess in some ways there is. I've twisted my ankle a time or two, and I just have to be careful with them. A trunk or a box, a big box that I put stuff in, a memory chest. Um, that is so interesting. No, not necessarily, but because I know myself, I feel like I know what you may be picking up on. What it is I have a memory of a chest that I lost, and that chest was in the family for a while, and I lost it. And so maybe that's what you're picking up on. And then I have like tubs, containers that are meaningful to me. They're not necessarily like memory chests, But I think the reason why you may be using that word is because I have thoughts that I hold regarding these tubs or containers, storage containers. I don't know. Oh, you're picking up on something that has there's complexity to it that I don't, I'm not going to get into, but it's interesting, very interesting. I like to pick things up and smell them and hold them. That's probably true. That's probably true. Somewhere around there, we'll say. So something like that. You're not far off. All right, well, I'm gonna go now. It's there's nothing visible any longer. And I've been on for an hour and a half, so I'm gonna hop off. It's not shoulder length. It's not exactly brownish, but that could be confusing for various different reasons. But I'm gonna hop off. Thanks, Carol, for working with me. I appreciate the reading. I'm gonna go run your chart because I'm super curious to see a little bit more about you. If you hop back on here tomorrow or some other time in the future, we can talk more. But I'm gonna hop off. It was wonderful talking to everybody and sharing the sunset and all of my predilections that were figured out. But I will be back tomorrow, so I'll talk to you guys later and good night.